Hi, this is Joseph David Barkus, and I'm making this video after maybe 7 years of actually knowing that I was psycho-tormented, and after I realized that artificial intelligence and ARPA and DARPA and human research projects are real, and that being a targeted individual is one of the most horrific, one of the most disgusting things a human being can go through. And I'm realizing that I'm not the only one. And I'm realizing that there's a lot of TIs, there's a lot of targeted individuals out there that are not speaking up, that are afraid because of what the government turns around and does. And it could be used by anybody who is able to use money, because if ARPA and DARPA is something that can be invested in and that can be used and contracted to other major empires, to attorneys, to lawyers, to local federal agencies, to anybody who wants to terrorize somebody, well, guess what? I have information for you. I am a victim, and I'm going to be speaking about it, and because of the Freedom of Information Act, I am allowed to say what I'm saying, because what I'm saying happened to me. I was completely humiliated for years on end. I was chased around town. I was humiliated by familiar voices. I was terrorized around town. I was completely ruined. It got so bad to where I had to go to a boat. And guess what? When I got to that boat, there wasn't enough power. There wasn't enough power to be completely psycho-tormented. So they lost me for a little while. And then they found me again when I got off the boat. They turned around and they wanted to set me up. And they wanted to set me up. And you know what they did? They turned around and they arrested me because they thought I was a part of something. And guess what? I'm a part of nothing but goodness. And you attacked the wrong person. You attacked the wrong person. I, Joseph David Barkus, solemnly swear for everything that I represent, and I represent the truth because that's who I am. I'm a very honest, truthful person, and I'm a knowledge seeker, and I don't stop until I find justice, and I don't stop until I find answers. And the truth of the matter is, I stood in front of a train to try to lighten up their job of psycho-tormenting me. They psycho-tormented me and wanted to make me into such an asshole, and they wanted to make me feel like I was such a narcissistic fuck that they pushed me and had me stand in front of a train. An East Coast Railways train was going so fast that all-American Mr. fucking Joe B, who could juke anybody at any time and who could literally was made to be a professional football player, could not get out of the way of the train. That train was going so fast that I was sucked back into it. It took my leg. I died 4 times. They swept up my blood before the morning time came. They never got a chance to do an investigation. So you know what they did? They turned around after attacking me for so many years. They came back after me. They pretended like they weren't there in the hospital. They were. They just didn't want to break HIPAA. But they did. And then they sent me to the mental hospital after they knew there was an injunction. They knew that there was some type of a lawsuit with a Whittle and Metal. Whittle and Metal is supposed to be a super lawyer. What do you call a super lawyer who does not stand up for you, who does not do anything for you, and who does not listen to you, and who only wants to return your phone calls if you want to say, do I need to get another attorney? He needs to realize something. Mr. Thomas Jurla out of Boca Raton. Is that what we call it? Boca Raton? Or is it Boca Raton? Boca, what the fuck ever. Whittle and Metal, wake up. I was your client. I was struck by a train. There was a homeless community out there that shouldn't have been living out there. I told you that really clearly. I couldn't find a way out. There was no way out. I just wanted to get home. But I also told you, and I called you and I said, something's not right. Somebody's used artificial intelligence over me. And guess what? The largest lawsuits in the world involve the railroads. So let's see. Let's put common sense. Let's use our common sense and let's realize something. If the railroad has such a big empire and the railroad has such big money, do you think that they're going to let somebody like me who stood in front of their train that they were moving, because where's the evidence? There should be evidence. If there's a camera on that train, there should be enough evidence using my mouth from what I was saying. There should be enough evidence from where I was still running after I was getting struck by that train while I was in shock. There should be enough evidence to know that that train was not only moving twice the amount of speed it should have been moving, but it was well known that there was a homeless community that was out there, that is still out there, that's now they're tearing it down. Somebody's hearing me. Somebody knows. And somebody has evidence, because I stood in front of a police station. I was psycho-tormented so badly, I stood in front of a police station. You know what the crazy part was? I have a weird feeling that the people that were working that night at the police station, I have a weird feeling they knew what was going on. And I have a weird feeling that the city of Vero Beach and Indian River County didn't want someone who was completely psycho-tormented and that was murdered on those railroad tracks to have anything good, let alone to have any of his legal rights. And his own family doesn't know. That's right, my family doesn't even know what they did to me. They sent me to the mental hospital 4 times. They did it using low frequency voices. They did it using low frequency energy. They turned around and they used my brother's voice. They used my mother's voice. They used my other brother's voice. And they did it to try to get me to go to the mental hospital. And then they wanted me to say everything that they were putting into my head. And that's called mind invasive technologies. And that's called manipulating. And that's called breaking the law. That's called white collar crime. That's called the most sickest, the most disgusting crime there is. I need an attorney. I need an actual lawyer. And I need someone who has a PhD in ARPA and DARPA. And somebody who has common fucking sense enough to read Google. And who has common sense enough to know that not only are our local agencies learning how to fucking use this kind of shit, that this started, and I'm on 39th fucking Avenue in Vero Beach, Florida, and over there is 40th. And they know something, because there was a black Jeep. There was a black Jeep with a federal emblem on it that was chasing me, that was doing an investigation on me. And they have answers. They know what they did to me. They know what they did to me. All I need, you know what? There's not a $. There's nothing you can do to gratify me, to change my feelings on what you did to me, other than the fact that if I knew that you were stopping doing this to human beings, that you would never do this to another human being again, that would satisfy me enough. And whoever did do this to me, and whoever was laughing, whoever thought this was funny, I want to see you sit in front of a judge, and I want to see that judge go, pow! And I want to see your facial expression, and I want to see count 1 manslaughter. I want to see white collar crime. I want to see getting in the way of a legal matter and using artificial intelligence during a lawsuit, and I want somebody to sit behind bars. And I never wanted anybody to sit behind bars, because I think sitting behind bars is one of the most disgusting thing, unless you're a disgusting enough person to go sit behind bars because of what you did. That's one thing. But now let me tell you something else. I called the sheriff's department today for the third time. My lawyer, supposedly my lawyer, he pretended to be my lawyer and then esquired me at the end and said I was just giving you legal advice. Well, guess what? You pretended to be my lawyer and then you went to another lawyer and you did nothing for me. And then they came and attacked me afterwards. So where does that put you? Put you right slap dap in the middle of my legal issues after what I signed. And that was documentations for you to represent me. And you did no such thing. You talked to me one time. That's what you did. You talked to me one time. My family took this as a joke. They didn't realize that railroads represent money. And when you stand in front of a train, and when you have an attorney that's going after a railroad, and when they're working with the local police department, that it's real easy for them to spend enough money to completely take my mental status, manipulate me, psycho torment me. They used enough energy from those lasers over there, and there is evidence. Canterbury Oaks, there's evidence over there. There's evidence over there who was staying over there, and I'm gonna get it. And whoever did that to me, we're gonna find out. And you know what? It does involve a legal battle. In the game, it's not a game. My life isn't a game. It never was a game. And you made it into a game, and now what goes up must come down. So what do we do? Saving life matter. What do we do? What do we do? We already called the Federal Bureau of Investigations. What did they do? They sat on the phone line with me while I made phone call after phone call after phone call and three-way phone called people that were discriminating against me, neglecting me, and completely not doing their job. So what happens when you call the Federal Bureau of Investigations and they don't answer you? I wonder if they have the answers. CIA. Gee, I wonder. I thought they were shut down a long time ago. No. They were doing sick and disgusting things back then. Who has the answers? Is our local police departments... Can I ask you guys a question? Are our local police departments using artificial technology to save their jobs after what they did to somebody? Or are they just not aware that somebody has been completely attacked? Wait, I did say something to someone, and someone did say, so why were you standing in front of that train that night? Did you want to kill yourself? Never did I want to kill myself. As a matter of fact, I've always wanted to live. You know what I wanted to kill, though? Psycho torment. You know who doesn't think this is real? People who are fucking oblivious to fucking shit for nothing. Do you want to know who does know this is real? The people who fucking did this to me. You want to know who's watching this? The cocksuckers who did this to me. And you want to know what else? When I said, you're never going to forget my name, I assure you, you won't forget my name. Because me as being an advocate for psycho torment and me standing in front of a train, you're never going to meet another motherfucker like me. You'll never meet another motherfucker like me. And I'm going to blow your fucking mind. Motherfuckers, you have no idea what's coming. You have no idea. When the truth comes, your mind's going to be blown by the truth. It's going to be blown away by the truth. When I say, don't take me lightly, It means I'm taking the power back. It means somebody isn't sitting around here allowing people to poison people. And somebody's not going to use COVID-funded 19 money to turn around and track somebody, watch them all around town, follow them, and then try to set them up and not realize what the truth really is. Because there's people that are higher up than local police departments. There are people that are called Federal Bureau of Investigations. There are people that are called Central Intelligence Agencies. There are people that are called National Espionage. And it's real. So guess what? We're opening the case up. And from here on out, you guys, we are going in a forward direction. And we're not going to stop moving. I'm making this video, and you know what? I might need to be put in protective custody after releasing this kind of information, because I am one of the only few who has the fucking ball sack to stand up and to call out the cocksuckers who did this to me. And you want to know something? If I'm going to go so far out of my way when I have better fucking things to do than to sit here and make a fucking movie out of fucking something that's not a movie, this is called a documentary. This is called Joseph David Barkis's documentary on the truth of what the federal government and what the local police departments can do after somebody is murdered on railroad tracks. That's right, you guys. I was murdered. I was murdered that night. I was murdered that night. And I was afraid to talk about it. I was afraid to talk about it because I thought that psychosis was real. I thought that mental health and what was going on with me was self-induced. And you know what I realized? It's not. It never was. It was just completely, let's say, multiplied times a million when you're sensitive to something because you're already sick. I'm not sick no more. I'm not as sensitive as I was. So what do we do now? We continue with the Freedom of Information Act, which allows me to talk about every single thing that I'm saying. It's telling you that I called the sheriff's department for the third time. And it's telling you that I'm calling the chief of police to notify them that psycho torment's real and that nobody's going to put their fucking hands on me. Nobody's going to send me to the mental hospital again. And we're going to get records about what the mental hospital did to me to begin with. Because when you take pictures of someone and you say, no, what are you doing? Why are you taking pictures of me? Why are my clothes off? They thought this was a fucking game. They thought somebody's life was a game. Anyways, you guys, it's not a game. What I say is the truth. This is a documentary now. A lot of you guys are gonna probably pass right through this and think that this is a fucking joke. But when I take the evidence and I get the classified information and I blow everybody's minds away with knowledge that's already out there, it's just certain people are so ignorant that they can't even read or they can't even understand what the possibilities are of one of the most largest lawsuits in United States history involves railroads. So you don't think because I had a lawsuit against somebody that somebody sent me to a mental hospital a certain amount of times purposely and wanted me to say something purposely? That wouldn't make enough sense for anybody, would it? Every video I make is going to get louder and louder, and it's going to get more clear and clearer. Nobody's going to forget this. Because when these facts come out, and when the truth comes out, you find out that the evidence lies, Over there, that's where they did it. That's where their lasers were. See those wires right there? That's evidence from 7 years ago. Over there in one of them corner units was a black Jeep with a federal emblem on it that came and attacked me. You thought energy couldn't be used to molest somebody? You thought energy couldn't be used to rape somebody? You thought energy couldn't be used to give someone a heart attack? I am a victim of the most disgusting, most heinous crime that was ever committed to a human being. And there is somebody out there who knows the truth. And they're telling me real clearly, karma's real, justice will be served. Justice will be served. Justice will be served after what they did to me.